So again, thank you, George Floyd, for sacrificing your life for justice, for being there to call out to your mom. How heartbreaking was that? Call out for your mom. I can't breathe. But because of you, and because of thousands, millions of people around the world who came out for justice, your name will always be synonymous with justice. And now we have to make sure justice prevails in the sentencing. But that's its own procedure.
A few years later.
Sentiment from the Floyd family that they don't want to get into politics, but this is inherently political, what the Trump administration is doing, where they are purposely rolling back the oversights on departments like the Minneapolis Police Department that even the chief at the time said needed some reforms. But I also want to give you some sense of how the country is responding to this in a political way, where you have sort of MAGA land putting out these really disturbing messages. I can tell you, as a reporter who's covered this for many years, all the vitriol and racism that has been spewed at me and my colleagues when we cover this story. Here's Laura Loomer, who has the president's ear. Here is what she posted today on the anniversary of a man's death, as his family is trying to mourn and continuing to mourn his death, saying that this is congratulations to George Floyd. This is 5 years sober. I mean, imagine that kind of disgusting vitriol when you are trying to still remember and mourn your loved one. But that is what has happened with a lot of folks in MAGA land. They see this as a rallying cry against diversity, against police reform. And so these are sort of the two sides of what's happening here in this country on this very day, the day George Floyd was murdered.
Right. Yeah, an example of callousness for sure.
How's everybody doing today? Today is Memorial Day. I did do a video for my vets. Check it out on YouTube. Memorial Day is supposed to be about our vets and our fallen vets who didn't come home. But as you see, CNN, the Chinese news network, we should call it, decided that they were going to do the George Floyd. His anniversary of 5 years since this happened. Actually, they've been saying for the last 2 weeks that Trump was going to pardon the cop that did this to George Floyd, which Trump never said anything about pardoning the cop. But CNN took it upon themselves, kind of like MSNBC and the other propaganda networks here, said that, we're not hoping, there shouldn't be any violence, but we just want people to know we have the area secured in case Trump does pardon this officer, in case, things get out of hand. They've been pushing this propaganda probably for the last couple of weeks. And here we are on Memorial Day. They're not honoring our vets. They're doing the George Floyd. Look, I'm sorry what happened to George Floyd. The cop was an asshole. I've had cops put their knees on my neck, and trust me, it's not a very good feeling. But they're saying to give George's family time to mourn. See, the problem with that is the Afghanistan withdrawal that was botched because we had, DEI people running our military? People, what about those 13 soldiers that were killed over incompetency? That's the only reason they were killed. What about these mothers that had the phone call telling them that their son or daughter is dead? Today is supposed to be about them, not about George Floyd and anything else with these Democrats. People, I told you, they don't care about the American people. They despise the American people. Just like with all this racist crap going on. I mean, I don't want this video to be about that, but That's what they want. They were planning on a riot breaking loose. People, it's just getting too much. The 13 members that were killed, their parents, they were all pretty young. I think the oldest one was 31. Pretty young. I mean, and their parents, that was probably, it was the worst feeling that they ever went through. And what about them trying to mourn? This is their day. They deserve this day. Their kids weren't out doing drugs. Their people weren't out robbing people. These were kids that went to another country to fight for our freedom, the Democrats' freedom. You never seen anything about these 13 people. And I want to mention each and every one of them, because you know what? These are people that are worth remembering. We have, I apologize if the name is incorrect, and I do have to look. Humberto Sanchez, Corporal, 22 years old. Hunter Lopez, 22 years old, a corporal. Korsman, Max Soviak, 22-year-old. Riley McCorum, Lance Corporal, 20 years old. John Epinizio, Lance Corporal, 20 years old. Johanny Rosario, 25 years old. I'm sure her family just loved that phone call. It probably destroyed them. And then we have Kareem Nicoya, 20 years old. Nicole L.G., 23-year-old. Dane Hoover, 31-year-old. Dagan Page, 23 years old. Jared Schmidt, 20 years old. Dylan Marola, 20 years old. Ryan Noss, 23 years old. And they are talking about George Floyd. What about these kids right here? They're kids. They don't have a tomorrow. They don't have anything for our country, for these Democrats that refuse to accept any responsibility for these soldiers that have fallen due to incompetency. This is a day for our veterans and the ones that died, not for George Floyd. And I am sorry, but it is disgusting. And I'm glad their little gimmick didn't work out where there was riots in the street. I'm glad it didn't work out. And here's a couple more videos. Just take a look at how disgusting this is.
Make America Great Again. My comment is, do you accept that that could possibly be construed as a racist remark? And most people, a lot of people go, how could that be racist? Make America great again? I said, so just ask yourself from an African-American experience, when was it ever great in America for the African-American? When was it great? So if you're making it great again, it's not including them.
See, people, that's what I don't understand. Well, I don't understand what he's trying to say. When was it great for the black people? And MAGA isn't for black people. Let me tell you, MAGA is for all Americans. White, black, brown, gay, doesn't matter. The black people, when did the black people ever be about MAGA? What about the 600,000 white soldiers that gave their lives to fight for slavery? What about those people? People, this guy's a clown. It's like all these people, if you don't notice the trend that CNN, MSNBC, and all these far left liberal leaning news networks are, it's like they want this country to be divided. Mega people don't want our country divided. We want our country united. I want us all to prosper. But it's like, let's take our eyes off of what's really going on. Let's create this division in our country. For what? I don't understand it, people. I wish somebody would shoot me an email or something to fill me in. Maybe I'm just lost. But I don't know any of my fellow people that are with Trump and following Trump that ever talk about racism, or we just talk about how good the jobs are going to be and how much work's going to be here and how much farther we all are going to be ahead. The Democrats don't want this country to succeed, people. They hate it. They hate that Trump is doing so good. And the people that are falling for all of this are people that their whole life has played a victim. There's white people, black people, brown people. There's always a victim. Somebody's always holding that person down, no matter what. It doesn't matter. Somebody's always holding them down. People in this country, you're holding yourself down. You can be anything you want to be in this country, and that's what's so great about our country. I've been to other countries, and there is nothing like the United States. That's why all these illegal immigrants are trying to get in here. But they want to divide us. Please, people, let's all be together, unite, and just let's live our best lives we can live. Together, not divided. And thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share. I appreciate you. I love you guys. Thank you.